Good morning everybody, Mark Frederick. The charcuterie anglais, coughing as usual at start of every bloody video. I'm down the allotment and I've got some pumpkins there, as you can see. I've got several more, but I just pulled these three out and I've just sat down by this little table just to catch a bit of sun and to tell you that if you didn't already know, it's almost Halloween and it's time to make your pork and pumpkin sausage. So how do you best go about that? You can use any pumpkins. These little Japanese pumpkins. These green ones are quite tasty. I don't even know the names of these. I should do. I should have researched it before coming to make the video, and the standard orange ones that you see out in the fields. Some of these have been given us seeds from my neighbours in the allotment area. But there we are, pork and pumpkin sausage. How do you make a good pork and pumpkin sausage? Well, you want to start off with your normal pork seasoning, your standard pork seasoning, perhaps the one that you would use for breakfast sausages. So a standard Lucas with a little bit of tint would be nice, but that's a very good seasoning. Not that I'm associated to any or affiliated to any sausage seasoning companies. And there I would add the pumpkin, starting at 10% volume to the overall mix. Try a little pate and see how it fares for you for consistency, etc. And then if necessary, push it up to about 20%. So what's the best way to add the pumpkin? Well, the trick is to quarter it, or halve it, then quarter it. That's usually the best bet, or just halve it. It's entirely up to you. Take all the kernels out, all the seeds, save those for next year, or dry them for something. And then there's no peeling involved here. Okay, you just put your pumpkins in the oven, put them onto a medium to high heat, and just let them cook out for about 45 minutes, depending on the size of the pumpkin, to an hour and a half. And that way the skins soften. And but you know how difficult it is to peel pumpkins, so you can avoid all that. And once your pumpkins are baked, like you do, just like baking a potato, it's that simple. Then with a large spoon, or like an ice cream scoop, just scrape out all the pulp and put that to one side in a mixing bowl and allow it to chill down. And when you're actually baking the pumpkin, you can, if you wish, add some crushed black pepper. That tends to liven up the taste of the pumpkins, if you wish. Or you wait until you come to mix your cold pumpkin pulp and season it then. And there I might change the pepper to white pepper, and then add other seasonings to your liking. So you're already adding your Lucas breakfast sausage seasoning, just using Lucas as an example, or you can make up your own. And then, as it's pumpkin, you can think of, what else can go towards pumpkin that'll just help lift the pumpkin taste. And of course, you got to remember as well, the pumpkin is acting as your binder, so there's no need to put any ruskin in these, because the pumpkin will do all that. So you may have to add some form of liquid. So think about that. A vegetable broth would be really, really nice, a lovely bouillon. And if you do, just add it slowly, put it in, and remember to keep tasting and sampling. Keep making little pates, frying them off until you get it to your liking. And once you've got it to your liking, wow, that's it. Record it as in write the recipe down, what you've done, and then fill your casings up, and hey presto, just hang them up in your chiller overnight to firm up, etc. And you've got yourself some lovely pork and pumpkin sausages. Now, myself, I would I'd be inclined to add some honey to my pumpkin. I don't know why, but I've just got it in my head. Add honey, and I know I've got that readily available in my home kitchen. So that's, you know, what I would be thinking about adding, but it's entirely up to you. You might just want to just keep it plain and simple. Very often plain and simple is usually the best. But if you want a little bit of heat, perhaps because it's Halloween and, you know, it's associated to bonfires and the like, and you might want to add a bit of cayenne pepper just to liven it up a little bit. That's not for me, but it may be for you, you know. And I do know a lot of people love heat, fire, as in hot seasoning, you know, especially the paprikas and chilies and all that sort of thing. So that's where I would go with this. You could, if you wish, add sweet chili sauce to your mix as the liquid, and that will certainly give it character. And but their ideas are all down to you. I hope you all give it a go, and you know, get variations on your butchery counters at or, you know, for your home use, you know, into your freezers and the like, ready for Halloween. So so that's it really. So there we are. So whether it's the green or whether it's the orange, okay, or whether it's the Japanese, if you're going to use Japanese pumpkin, then you ought to add something with Japanese flavourings, shouldn't you? You know, a bit like, well, you know, what could we add? You know, fish sauce, teriyaki sauce, oyster sauce, maybe, you know, them type of things. Just be careful with that one, but just do a little bit of research on Japanese seasoning and see what umami flavours you can bring out with your pumpkin. So so there we are. No peeling, nice and simple. Get your big knives or cleavers out, and if necessary, run it through a bandsaw. But not that I really recommend that, but you could. So because these pumpkins can be really bloody tough. Anyway, split them into half, split them into quarters, season if you like, into the oven, bake them off 3/4 of an hour to an hour and a half, depending on the size of your pumpkins. And then that's it. Scoop out. Make sure you've took all the seeds out first, and then you know, before you put it in the oven, and away you go. And of course, naturally, use it chilled. All right, when you fill your sausages. So once you get it down to a certain temperature, then, you know, stick your ball of pumpkin mash into the chiller until you're ready to make your sausages. So good luck with it. I'd love to see your YouTube videos or Facebook posts all about pork and pumpkin sausage. And yeah, I think I'm going to go home and make some myself, to be honest. In fact, I think I'm going to make square sausages, square pork and pumpkin sausage. I don't know why, but I just want to do that. I've just got this thing about square sausage at the moment, you know, like the Lone sausage. Let's see what we could come up with. I tell you what, talking about Lone sausage, sorry, I'm digressing. How would you put together pigs in blankets if you're only making Lone sausage, square sausage? But, would you do it bacon, streaky bacon as a cross, or just round one, you know, one direction? Anyway, put your comments in the section below. All right, toodaloo, I've talked enough. Bye. Buy me a coffee.